An interesting encounter is in prospect today as Hastings' two Premier sides meet in this second round of the Sussex Senior Cup competition. Hastings Town have already achieved great things by elevating themselves into the Premier Division of the Beezer Homes League, while Stamco, driven by ambition, still plan a great future for themselves. They field a number of former Hastings players in their lineup. It is a tribute to the ground staff that we are to see a match at all this afternoon, since it has been a week of absolute deluges of rain. Drainage has no doubt been assisted by the slope of the pitch, but even so, the surface is bound to become difficult as the match progresses. And as the Stamco side take the field minutes before the opening of the match, let's take a look at the team lineups. First of all, the Hastings lineup. Wearing their away strip of predominantly red with white, Hastings today. James Creed in goal, 2 Phil Henderson, 3 Stephen Willard, 4 is Tony Burt, 5 David Scott, 6 back in the side again now Andy Blondridge, 7 Terry White, 8 is Dean White, 9 Paul Giles, 10 Keith Miles and 11 Carlton Winter. The substitutes for Hastings are number 12 John Sillett and number 14 Danny Ashworth. On then to the Stamco lineup, and in goal is Gary Corkill, 2 is Jeff Sallows, 3 Michael Harrison, 4 Dean Cooley, 5 Ian Menzies, 6 Wayne Farrier, 7 Paul Tuppenny, 8 Keith Bossam, 9 Chris Clifford, 10 Colin Spray and 11 Kevin Clee. And the 2 substitutes named for Stamco are number 12, that's Kevin Beavis, and 14, brother of Jeff Sallows at number 2, Danny Sallows. Well, Hastings will be kicking from right to left. That is to say that they are playing down the slope for this first half of the match, and it is quite a pronounced slope that exists on this Stamco ground. Surface looks very good at the moment, but I'm sure it will cut up as the match progresses. And away we go then. This is Cooley, former Hastings player. Back now for Sallows, Jeff Sallows. Interception there from Dean White. Jeff Sallows again getting it forward for Stamco and impeded as he did so. So free kick there to Stamco in the early stages of the match. Now here's Phil Henderson with the Hastings throw. And Dean White knocking it back for Henderson, looking to get that cross in. Second opportunity for Henderson. This time gets a bit more lift on it. Winter's flick on. And off the line, I think that was by Jeff Sallows with that clearance. And it's finally with Gary Corkill. Well, it's a very picturesque surroundings for this match between Hastings and Stamco here. Terry White takes the corner, and the header was from Dean White. Now Clifford. And there's one for Bossam to chase after, but Tony Burt gets there, and a moment of indecision. And out came James Creed finally and got down on it. And Tony Burt was up that time. This is Terry White. Looking it down the line, Paul Giles. Barriers across, so is Menzies. Here's Miles with a chance on the ball. Bob just before he went to get in the shot, and I'm sure that was why he failed to get it on target. Oh, and the foul there by Tuppenny in on Andy Blondridge. A little bit reckless there with that challenge, and I'm sure the referee will want words. And it's going to be Wayne Farrier. Chipped out to Harrison on the wing here. Will look to get the cross in. But James Creed anticipates it well. The throw out finds Terry White. Now here's Miles. Covered by Farrier. And manages to jig his way past. Here's Terry White now. Can he keep it in? Well, pulled it back well for the cross and fisted away by the keeper off the line again there. Well, we pick up the action with Terry White just chasing after this ball. It looked to lost course for a moment there. It looks as though it was going to run over the line, but Terry just managed to get there and pull it back. Little chip into the middle, and Gary Corkill saw it coming, just able to fist it away, or palm it away rather. And it went out to Carlton Winter, standing just on that far side. There's Carlton Winter now, knocking it quickly back in, and it's Ian Menzies who makes the clearance off the line for Stamco there. Terry White again, as ever, will take it, looking for that far post, and Dean White with the header. Again, though, just got underneath it. Certainly, if you fall on the ground this afternoon, it's a relatively soft landing, but when it comes to body checks, there it's not quite such a soft prospect. Terry White then, and against the crossbar. Well, good effort that from Terry White. The ball being placed down, and loves these sort of moves, Terry White. And a chance for Andy Blondridge, and just wide. Covered anyway, though, by Corkill. Well, Paul Giles just places the ball. Terry White runs in, hooks it towards the goal. And then cannons just over the goalkeeper's reach onto the crossbar. And it's Cooley, finally, who hooks it away. Well, certainly some moments of incident and excitement for our delectation here this afternoon at the village of Pett. And this is Clifford. Oh, ran into too many Hastings men in the end, and Blondridge has possession now. This is Willard, finding Terry White. A long one for Paul Giles here, and Giles with a shot, and he scores. Well, caught them on the break there, Hastings, very successfully. Terry White spotted Paul Giles making the run, and well, Paul Giles did strike it well underneath Gary Corkill, who was diving full length. Terry White makes that long through ball. A couple of defenders on him. One of them is Harrison to the right, and to the left is Farrier. And Farrier's just going towards the goal and leaving it for Harrison to cover, but he can't quite get between the goal and Giles gets that shot in just in time. And the despairing dive from the keeper, and it's underneath him before he can get across to it. Well, Paul Tuppeny is okay and preparing to take the free kick. The little chip. David Scott's header. Clee. Well, hit his own man there, and may not have done any favours for Stamco, that. Blue shirts were packing the near post well. Another corner on this side then. Terry White. Oh, just a little bit long there. Back in by Tony Burt. And off the crossbar again. Well, that's the second time we've seen that happen. That time it was from Tony Burt.
Come on, come! Move it, move it!
Clifford, Clee, and here's Bossum. Well, the goalkeeper did enough to put him off, and I'm sure first thoughts there for Keith Bossum are that he might have done better with that, but and called back for Henderson. And Menzies up well for that one, and the keeper came out, didn't quite get there. Winter came for it as well, and Menzies got to it and put it behind for the corner. Well, the long ball forward should be picked up on by Farrier, which it was. Paul Giles put him under pressure, and Miles making the centre, but oh, and Dean White's managed to get there, and great save from Corkill. And finally, that is the half-time whistle. We've been anticipating it for some minutes now, but the referee had his eye on the watch. I'm sure that we've played exactly what we should have done. So into the dressing rooms they go then after the first 45 minutes with the scoreline reading Stamco 0, Hastings 1. That goal from Paul Giles on the break, the long through ball from Terry White, and finished clinically by Paul Giles there underneath the diving Gary Corkill, who's had a good first half in the Stamco goal. Well, the moon making an early appearance this afternoon here at the picturesque village of Pett, and that's an indication that with no floodlights we'll need to get the match for the second half underway. And we're about to do just that. Teams lined up, and the advantage now going in favour of Stamco, the home side, with the downhill run towards the goal. But Hastings just that 1-0 lead to preserve from the first half. Away we go then. Terry White just lofts it forward, looking for Stephen Willard, made a run up the wing, and across comes Farrier, makes the clearance, and it stayed in miraculously. Just plops into the mud. Andy Blondridge getting it back now to Phil Henderson. That's looking for Paul Giles, but I think it was Farrier with the header. Giles as though got it in the end. Giles, and Keith Miles slipped as he went for that one, but Winter's there, fires it back in, and good save from Gary Corkill. Had the near post well covered. Clee chasing after this one. Assistance paid off, but David Scott again is there to mop up, but Clee still running on and showing great determination here, Kevin Clee. Now here's Carlton Winter, captain for the afternoon. Still Carlton Winter, but being pursued by Paul Tuppeny. Good header from Cooley. And Farrier. Now here's Clifford. Cooley. Out to Harrison. Harrison, a good looking cross onto the far post. Headed away, and David Scott just catches it before it runs out. Tackled quickly there. I think it came off the blue shirt, and it will be a Hastings throw. Well, that didn't run for Paul Tuppeny. It was cleared, but still the blue shirts have possession. It's now Harrison looking to create space for the shot. Well, decides the little chip towards Clifford, but the head was there, I think, from Tony Burt. Got it back to James Creed. Well, no, it's a free kick, in fact, so I'm not quite sure what the infringement was there. Just managed to see what happened. Terry White lofting that free kick towards the head of Dean White, but Paul Tuppeny's there, and Carlton Winter in, and good save again from Corkill. Well, they so nearly gave it away, Stamco there. Well, Paul Giles was the scorer of the solitary Hastings goal that we've seen so far in the match. Scott. Clee. Well, Cooley's dashing forward, but he's stuck in the mud, and did Andy Blondridge a few favours there, but he did well to retain his composure. And good header, and good save from Corkill. Well, Danny Ashworth going to come on for Hastings. And Paul Giles going off. So there's confirmation of that. Challenged by Kevin Beavis. And it's inside to Bossum. Well, if he could only have pulled that back. Tried to make the cross. Menzies got in the way, but still Danny Ashworth in possession. This time has the space for that cross. And now Terry White with an opportunity. Great save by Gary Corkill. Terry White chasing back after it again, and in quickly was Jeff Sallows with the tackle, but put it out for a Hastings throw. Terry White with it to Carlton Winter now. Challenged by Paul Tuppeny. Still Carlton Winter though. And managed to make that cross, but in the end the blue head in the way. But here's Andy Blondridge now. Looked as though it hit Dean White that time, but here's Dean White and scores. straight underneath the diving figure of Gary Corkill in the goal, and there was a suspicion that it hit Dean White on the arm before he got that scoring opportunity, and it'll be interesting to see what happens again on the replay. But it's Hastings now 2 goals to the good over their opponents here at Pet Stamco. Well, here we see the action in replay mode then, with Andy Blondridge about to fire in a shot. Now, let's just see where this hits Dean White. Well, it did appear to hit him on the left arm. Totally accidental though, really. No chance of him getting out of the way. And in any event, it appears that Stamco had possession. But Blondridge comes sliding in, manages to knock the ball through far enough for Dean White. Now he's got space in front of him here. And Gary Corkill seemed a little bit late going down for that. I don't know whether he was unsighted or whether it was just difficult to move in the mud. And on the end of it was Cooley, also was David Scott, Henderson, Terry White, getting it through to Danny Ashworth. Stamco again, Farrier, lofted forward towards Paul Tuppeny, and it was Andy Blondridge that finally put it behind for the corner. Stephen Willard. Here's Keith Miles, leaving it for Blondridge. Getting it through to Keith Miles. And Blondridge again taking over. Little chip looking for Danny Ashworth. He's covered by Mike Harrison, but still Danny Ashworth. Gets it inside. Nobody there other than Dean Cooley. Well, he tried to get it to Kevin Beavis, but Andy Blondridge has won it now for Hastings. Dean White with the return. Blondridge has got a great opportunity. He's gone round the keeper. Oh dear, and how did he miss that one? Oh, he'll be wondering exactly the same thing, I'm sure. And you can see by the expression on his face, he's not too happy with that. Oh, Carlton Winter handled that, surely. Did he? Got a push in the back from Paul Tuppeny and retaliated a bit there. And the referee just going to have a word with Carlton Winter there. I think he's got the free kick out of it. Oh, Dean White just taps it sideways, and the little curling shot was well saved by Corkill, but Ashworth in on the rebound and puts it in. So 3-0 to Hastings, and that right in the dying seconds of the match should have sealed the fate of Stamco. Well, Corkill could only parry it out, and Ashworth there to collect the rebound. Well, here we see it again then. Dean White comes across, just taps the ball sideways for Terry White. And Terry tries this very neat and accurate little curling shot with that left foot. And just out of reach of the defender there. And Corkill across, well to save, but look for Danny Ashworth emerging from the left before Corkill can get up and recover. There's Danny Ashworth knocking the rebound straight into the back of the net.